structure formed that was not yet crown or law or monument, but already heavy with the promise that distance from the ground could be called order, that safety lived above, that separation was a virtue if named carefully enough. Hands reached upward holding symbols polished smooth by repetition, while other hands reached downward holding the cost, and the space between them learned how to be called necessary. By naming motion, progress, and stillness, failure. By deciding who belonged where and when repair would be addressed later, which was another word for weight. Memory moved indoors away from land and bodies and cycles, and intuition was accused of unreliability because it could not be audited or accelerated. No flames were needed when the books learned to close themselves, their letters loosening their grip on visibility until absence looked like obedience. Shelves standing intact while entire ways of thinking were quietly escorted out of relevance. Nothing screamed loudly enough to be remembered. Ash remembers every shape it has ever worn, but fire prefers amnesia and calls it renewal. The circle puts on the mask of an arrow and the wound dresses itself in forward motion. Stone City, sedimenting rivers and exhale gratitude. Fields traded rest for yield, and faces learned to replace eyes with mirrors, so each reflection could say not like before, as if difference itself were proof of ascent. The body lagged behind the velocity of its inventions, and was advised to adapt chemically to remain productive while dissolving. Psyche split efficiently, one half trained to count, optimize and escalate, the other assigned to hold grief without language or permission, then relocated to the margins where it learned disguises called fatigue, distraction, and noise. This was named specialization. Fragments surface from the depths, gears crusted with salt, stones cut too precisely, systems that balance without domination, and were labeled anomalies so continuity would not fracture the story of superiority. Ancestors were praised only after being declared obsolete, their knowledge reframed as instinct so it would not threaten expertise, and time curled inward offended. Crowds learned to breathe in sync with glowing surfaces. Desire outsourced, ritual replaced with updates, while the body recorded everything and was told to calm down. A pressure knocked from inside the chest without asking for explanation, and no institution claimed it, so it waited, accumulating mass. The crown looked down and saw itself looking up. The ladder noticed it'd been leaning on a mirror. Ash stopped asking forgiveness and settled where it fell, and the ground, long patient, opened its hands without demanding mission. If the fire keeps returning, his knowledge is grief, as pattern embedded in ruins and nervous systems alike, then perhaps it is not destruction repeating itself, but relationship interrupted too many times by the need to climb what was already holding us.